All right, so welcome to the exchange. So, first and foremost, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to give you my opinion on what I see in the stock markets. Looking to the left to see what has happened, then looking to the right to see what may happen. Do your own due diligence. Make sure you invest money in things you know about. If you don't know, invest in yourself and learn. That's the best way you can make money out here and have some security in these markets. So, let's look at what happens to stock markets so we can get a better idea and some security in exchange. Welcome to the Exchange Show. All right, this episode is Exchange. We're going to be talking about a couple of stocks that caught my eye this week. One of them is Nike. So if you haven't seen Nike's chart, here it is right here in front of you. It had a break to the downside. It's under its earnings. Currently, we are in a big consolidation. All right. Uh, at this moment, I do not see any divergence at the bottom, but it looks like it could be finding a bottom very soon. Now, if I turn on my indicator here, it's still under the 9-day moving average, the 14-day, and the 48. So I would be looking for this to push up, most likely. Sometime in February, I would say probably mid-February, it should start moving to the upside, only because I feel like by that time earnings is going to come, so they might have some news that can push them up. So that's Nike. I feel like it's a good watch list stock right now. Now, if you want to get into AI and you're like, I don't want to get in AI, well, how about robots? Let's talk about iRobot, and I don't mean the Will Smith movie. So iRobot, the company that makes those little robots that clean your house and whatnot, this one is showing a lot of bullish divergence. So down here, I have my RSI indicator down there. Now that's showing me, hey, price action looks like it went lower here, but essentially from this point to this point, we have negative price action. Down here, we have positive strength in the market. So that's divergence. I currently am watching this because if it breaks the $12.67, aka right there, if it does it with good volume, I would love to get in for a trade. I might just buy the stock here only because there is a gap up here to $23 to $19 area. So it's a $4 gap up there. That's what I'm looking at for iRobot. Now, there's two more I'm going to talk about. Of course, you're going to want to know about this one because why not? It's Facebook/Meta. Now, this one is going on an uptrend. Now, we had a while ago, I covered this, what was this back here? April. All right, so at this point, it is still going strong. So let's see what we got going on here. So we got a trend line there, but it's not everything. You kind of want to have two trend lines. So you have an inner, you have an outer. It's that one. And because I have so much information, I can do a couple. So I have three areas here. Now in this one, that's an outer trend line, and here are my two inner trend lines. So I've already had a break of the first inner trend line. This is telling me, okay, well, at this point, price action is going pretty much sideways. Now we do have a catalyst. It already started moving up a little bit. So it broke this first one by going sideways and breaking down. So this was kind of like a bull flag pattern here. Currently, we're at this area where we have broken the first inner trend line, going to the second inner trend line. Are we going to have enough steam to go up to meet this trend line here, or are we going to move downward to meet the outer trend line, which will be here? Now, this is pretty much going to depend on fundamental news based on what's going on with TikTok. So we already know TikTok is it might get banned, but Trump was saying, hey, they can get a 90-day reprieve as long as I'm getting what I need. So I don't know. This one's going to be wait and see kind of thing. If it breaks the trend line and it goes below that price of about there, 589.64, I would probably look for it to go to the downside, beat this outer trend line probably around 540s, around the 540 area. So let's say right around here actually. Let's call it right there. Ooh, 530, but let's be more realistic. There we go. About 544. All right. So this is where I would look for it to go if it is going to the downside. Now remember, this is all based on news, so you got to pay attention. Now, with that being said, here's the last one. We covered this one last week. I hope you paid attention because this one made some money. Now, this one is an oldie, but goodie because Intel's inside of everything. That was a commercial back in the day. So, currently, oh, matter of fact, hold on. Did I do that in the daily or the weekly? Let me make sure I did that correct for you guys. Yeah. Now it's in the daily from Meta. So that looks a little bit easier. And if I look here, I'm sorry for Meta. My apologies. My apologies. That was in the weekly time frame, but it really, oh man, it really. Okay, so I see an M pattern. I want to see if this area here continues to break down. If it does, I would expect it to go here, maybe like this. But also, I want you to understand this. If it comes down here, this area here, this would be my demand zone where I would look for a reaction off of price action for that. So my apologies. That's what we got for Meta/Facebook. Let's go back to Intel. Intel is currently looking, boy, it's looking tasty. Okay, it's looking tasty. We got a big gap up to the $26 range all the way to the $28 range. And if you haven't noticed, there was news on Intel. They got rid of somebody big. So we have come back to the earnings. We come back to the earnings that we had back in October. So we have a double bottom here, 1, 2. So you can't see it here. And my apologies. There we go. That's one bottom. Here's two bottom. Now, do we have divergence? That's the question. The answer is yes. And we had a pop to the upside. So I currently have a buy signal here. But I don't have a three-way green, so I can still wait a little bit. When it breaks that 50 moving average, that'll be my third green light. And I can get in anytime I want after that. But I had to see it break here. Now, with this current volume, it looks like it can do that. Now, I'm going to give you one more before we get out of here. And that's because I made some money with this one. So, energy was good. I will be honest, I have a play with Exxon Mobil, and it's been doing me well. Okay. Now I got in on this play probably around here. It was either Monday or Tuesday. Can't really remember which day it was. Excuse me. But it was one of these days. I want to say it was Monday, because I don't feel like I had a red day on this one. This Thursday was like, come on, because I have an option play with it. And I'm like, come on, you need to keep going up. Now, currently, I'm very happy with this play. I'm over 38% up. Now, per contract, what does that mean to you? For me, it means I'm up about $50 a contract. So, I need to see it break this 50-day moving average. I want to see this go to the 200-day moving average from where it is right now. And that's right there. So if I can get to the 115 area, 115, people, let me tell you this. If I can get to 115 on Exxon, you talk about a happy person, I'm going to be happy. And if I'm happy, you're probably going to be happy. So if I can get there, I'm going to be super good. But I will say you probably haven't missed the boat on Exxon, and I will say this: it's most likely going to have a pullback, and it's probably going to be right around this area, 110. So if it does pull back, do your own due diligence, but keep an eye on it because it can go a little bit further. Remember, I'm looking for 115, the 200-day moving average, not much, but it has to break the 48-day moving average first. So there you go. There's some plays for this week you can keep your eye open for. Good trading. Hope you get some green portfolio. And remember, this is a 4-day trading week, and I'm sure I think Monday might be some news and a holiday. So good luck out there. See you next week.